Welcome into On Deck. I'm Tyler Redmond. As always, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notifications so you stay updated with everything going on in the MLB postseason. And wow, what a game last night between the Braves and the Miami Marlins. Usually, with aces on the mound, it's a low-scoring game. We saw that last week against the Cincinnati Reds. But this one got off to an early offensive start, courtesy of Ronald Acuña Jr. He had a homer to right field, an absolute blast to the second deck. That started out the offense of the entire game, but also the offense for the Braves. But the Marlins tied it right back. It would be Miguel Rojas. He homered in the top of the second to tie it up 1-1. And in the third, the Marlins would pick up another 3 runs, and they would get up 4-1 on Atlanta. Fried did not have his best day yesterday, obviously. The Marlins got out to the lead, and 3 runs is typically enough to put a team away. But we know this Atlanta Braves team. We know what they can do in the late innings, and that's exactly what they did yesterday. They gave you a show. The Braves would string some runs together in the bottom of the third, too. Acuna got hit by a pitch. More on that later. We will discuss it. With 2 outs and a man on first, Ozuna doubled. He drove in Acuna first to home. That cut the lead to 4-2 for the Miami Marlins, and d'Arnaud doubled as well. He had a big offensive day yesterday. That drove in Ozuna. Marlins only up by 1 now, 4-3. That score would stay the same until the bottom of the 7th inning. That's where Riley would lead off with an infield single. Acuna would reach on an infield single. Freddie would ground into a fielder's choice at second, and Acuna would be out there, but runners would be on the corner. So a dangerous situation for the Marlins, and Ozuna takes advantage. He gets a base hit to left. That scored Austin Riley. Tie ball game, 4-4, heading into the late innings. And then the big one, d'Arnaud. He homered to drive in 3 runs, and that got the Braves up 7-4. Albies followed that with a base hit, and that set Dansby Swanson up for, again, another homer. This one drove in 2 runs. So the Braves get up 9-4 in the 7th, and with that Braves bullpen, 9 runs is plenty. They go on to win 9-5. So, again, what a game. The Braves win Game 1, and a very important Game 1. The Braves have got to win early with the starting pitching at the limits it has, but their offense, of course, has been plenty all throughout the year, and they were plenty yesterday, so hopefully that will be the case as they continue. And it was a big one. How about Travis d'Arnaud? A 3-run shot, another double to score another run. The Braves' offense is just deep. The lineup is deep. There's not too many holes there, and if one guy doesn't perform, you didn't even notice Freddie Freeman was 0 for 4 at one point yesterday because the rest of the offense carried the load. But credit to the Marlins, their ability to play small ball is why they're here. It makes them a threat. They are a legit threat this postseason, so it was important for the Braves to get ahead in this series to win Game 1, and that they did. So again, with their lack of starting pitching, they really need to win early, and that's what they've been able to do so far this postseason. Hopefully that will continue. But that's why we didn't have to go into a Game 3 with the Reds. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't have been very confident in a Game 3 versus the Reds. I don't know how confident I would be in a Game 5 versus the Marlins. So good to get ahead. But let's talk about some of the biggest headlines after the game. As you already heard a minute ago, Ronald Acuña was hit by a pitch in the bottom of the 3rd inning after homering off of Sandy Alacantara. And I didn't think that Sandy did this intentionally. We know there's bad blood between the Marlins and Ronald Acuña, ever since Urena hit Acuña, but I didn't think this was intentional. The biggest reason being that it's in the postseason. Why air out your beef in the postseason? I didn't think it was intentional. I still don't think it was intentional. With that said, they're trying to work inside. Right? Acuña kills him over the outside part of the plate, as we saw last night. That's exactly where the pitch he hit out was. So you change up your approach, you go inside, and the ball runs in and hits Acuña. If he was trying to hit Acuña, you hit him in a pretty good spot. So I don't think it was intentional. But if you're going to go in, you need to make sure not to hit him. And had he not said, Alacantara, had he not said what he said after the game yesterday, I wouldn't have an issue with anything that happened. I think the overall beef yesterday wasn't so much that Ronald Acuña got hit. I mean, yeah, that makes you mad. But I think it was more that the umpires gave out warnings because, in theory, if the Braves were to hit somebody working inside, they now take the fall for the mistake that a Marlin made. That's why Snitker got so mad. That's why he came out of the dugout, and he's protecting his player. But that's why he came out of the dugout. Acuña was obviously irritated because he got hit in the hip. Now 5 times. He showed the club 5. This is the 5th time you've hit me. So, yeah, he's going to be frustrated, and I completely get that. But I don't think it was intentional. And I know that's not a very popular opinion. Everybody wants, this to be, high stakes. But I don't think it was intentional. Now, Alacantara was quoted after the game, if he's ready to fight, I'm ready to fight too. I thought that was a bit unfortunate. I don't think that represents what this actually was. But, you know, it's bulletin board material. The Braves got riled up after Acuna got hit yesterday, and, you know, that started out the offense for the Braves, you know, in that third inning. That scored some runs for the Braves. So, you know, it's bulletin board material if you ask me. I don't think it was smart. I don't think it was well timed. I don't think it was a very professional approach. With that said, it is what it is. The good thing is they will not see each other for this series more than likely, unless we go to a Game 5 and the Marlins pull him back out for you know, an emergency case scenario. We will not see Alacantara. We will see Acuna. You know, if they hit him again, that would cause some issues, but I don't think that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope we can just play baseball. So maybe the storyline continues next season. Maybe, you know, maybe it goes into years to come. Obviously, the Marlins have been kind to Acuna offensively, but they have not been kind to him in terms of hitting him at the plate. So I think overall, the Braves' anger was that warnings were issued. I don't think warnings should have been issued, but that's kind of the name of the game now. If you hit somebody, warnings are immediately issued, especially when somebody reacts like Acuna did react. And I thought overall Acuna handled it well, considering the circumstances. So, I mean, it does look bad. You hit a homer, you blast the guy to the second deck, and then the next at-bat he hits you. You know, it does look bad, but again, I don't think it was intentional. But Trevor Bauer actually weighed in on this, and it's interesting because everybody wants to know, could the Braves get Trevor Bauer? Trevor Bauer has been very attentive of Ronald Acuña lately. He's noticed Ronald Acuña a lot lately. He said that if Ronald Acuña hits a homer off you that hits the second deck, he can bat flip all he wants, and you just have to wear it. I mean, he could Contreras that thing to the moon for all I care. Good Lord, that was a tank. If you don't like it, get him out and strut on him. I agree with him. If you don't like it, don't let him hit it. But, by the way, Trevor Bauer did say that Truist Park is in his top 3 ballpark choices in all of MLB, so I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe he'll be an Atlanta Brave next year based on how much he likes Truist Park. But hopefully today we can just play baseball. We can have a normal day. We won't have any of these crazy headlines after the game. But if the Marlins want to win, I suggest that they don't hit any batters. That seems to light a frenzy. The Atlanta dugout seems to really get them going. And we'll have to wait and see what happens in Game 2. Game 2 will be today at 2:08 p.m. Ian Anderson takes the mound versus Pablo Lopez. And Ian Anderson has been more than impressive this year. Hopefully he'll continue to impress today in his second postseason start. Hopefully he'll go longer than 4 innings because, again, Max Fried did not go longer than 4 innings yesterday. So hopefully he'll make it through 6. We can hand it off to the bullpen and win Game 2. So let's see what happens today. Again, that game is at 2:08 p.m. And make sure you tune in. I'll be watching along with you, and I can't wait. But to see more Braves content, to see more of what they're doing in the postseason, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you know when I go live, you know when these videos drop, and you know when everything's going on in Braves country. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time on deck.